What is up, everyone? Ryan here. Today we are looking at Klaviyo's pop-up tool, the pop-up and sign-up form functionality built into Klaviyo, and exactly how you can create high-converting campaigns to grow your email and SMS quickly without using any other tools and with just taking a few minutes doing it right inside the Klaviyo dashboard. So let's get straight into it. Now, should you use Klaviyo's built-in list growth tool? There are a bunch of them on the market. A lot of them are a lot more advanced. They are more expensive. They take more time to set up and manage. So what do you want to use? Well, Klaviyo's native sign-up form tool, the Klaviyo Pop-Up Manager, is quick and easy to implement. If you've already got Klaviyo set up, you've basically already got this set up too. Everything's already synced perfectly with your lists, and there's no extra cost if you're already a Klaviyo customer. You can collect email only, you can do email and SMS together, and you can do some pretty cool stuff if you just want to do SMS and you already have an email list and you really want your SMS list to catch up. And we'll have a look at these options. The Klaviyo tool is more basic than something like Just Uno or Optimonk, but you can still get really good conversion rates, like sign-up rates close to 10%, even more in some cases, using a fairly simple setup just with Klaviyo's tool. So if you just want something quick and easy that's going to get good results with just a little bit of customization, start with this. And then if you want to do more advanced things with targeting and different campaigns and different kinds of on-site messaging that are not just pop-ups, maybe some different types of pop-ups in the future to play with, different conversion rates and things like that, maybe look at a Just Uno or an Optimonk. But if you just want to get going now and get something that's going to get you pretty good results with very little effort, the Klaviyo tool is really good. And one of the reasons for that is a lot of the best campaigns are just something like this. Like, it's super simple, it's in your face, it's extremely obvious what the offer is, it doesn't take any time to work out. There could well be an email section on like the second page of this, and simplicity works with these pop-ups. Attention spans are super low. So if you just want to build something like this, and even something that looks a little bit more graphical, if that's your kind of your brand look, you can do that very, very easily in the Klaviyo tool. And we're going to get into do that in just a second. Now, the reason a high-performing pop-up is so good is explained on this slide. This is a slide from our advanced Klaviyo course, and it's basically showing how an email list is built. So you generally have a master email list or a couple of lists, and everybody new comes in, goes into your welcome sequence, which is usually the highest volume email automation or flow for a lot of brands. And on-site pop-ups are, one of a handful of ways that you grow this list and you fill this welcome sequence. And for a lot of brands, on-site pop-ups are the number one driver of email signups and also SMS signups. So if you can get your pop-up rate from, your conversion rate on your pop-ups from 4% or 5% up to 7, 8, 10%, that is going to mean your primary email list, the list that you're sending everything to, is growing at a much, much quicker rate. So it really is worth taking some time to get your pop-ups right. And if you've ever seen a Klaviyo screenshot like this before, this is like an average kind of set of stats for like the first email someone gets after they opt into a pop-up to get that coupon off their first order. So it really is a good way to drive super high engagement when people come into your email list for the first time. So what I want to do now is show you my recommended settings and the targeting options and the kind of design styles that you would want to start with if you just want to create something that's going to be very high converting and really quick and easy to get set up in Klaviyo for email and SMS, or you can do this just for email, and we'll talk about the SMS only option as well. Now, when you come into the sign up form area in Klaviyo, there's a whole bunch of default layouts you can choose from. A lot of them are fairly similar. A lot of them are fairly simple, which is actually good. I like to actually start just with this one up here, multi-step email and SMS. See great results with this. You can test a few of these designs against each other. You're not going to see too much variation between these different layouts because we're going to customize them anyway. But this has basically the settings and the user flow that we want already preloaded in. So we're going to open that one. We're going to say our email subscribers go into our main newsletter and our SMS subscribers go into our SMS list. I'm just going to click on create form. Now, this already has the recommended user flow that I like for a brand that wants to focus on both email and SMS. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect email and SMS in one campaign, but we're going to do it in separate stages. So generally, if you want to grow your list the fastest way possible, you're not generally going to want to have a form that requires both email and SMS on that first opt-in. So you're not going to want somebody to immediately see your form and have to give email and SMS straight away. Even if SMS is optional and you have it on one page, a lot of people might think they have to give a cell phone number, and a lot of people still don't like giving a cell phone number to a brand they're not familiar with yet. So we want to do email on the first page. They're going to submit the form, then they're going to see an optional SMS opt-in on the second page, and then regardless of whether they choose to give us the cell phone number or not for SMS, we've already got their email address. They can already be sent a coupon code or whatever the welcome gift or offer is, even if they don't want to give us a cell phone number. So this is the default layout. Before we change this, I'm going to go into some stuff around targeting, so we know who we want to be showing it to and things like that. So for targeting, the default is going to be show on page load. We don't really want to show somebody a pop-up the second that they land on a site. A lot of people are just going to close it, or they've not even had a chance to look around the site yet. So we're going to want to do it based on some rules. Exit intent can work well for desktop. So this is based on someone's mouse movements. If the mouse shows they're about to leave the site, you can use that for a trigger. That's for desktop, not mobile. We're definitely going to want to use, or I suggest you highly consider using the timer from the page load. So if we want to wait 10, 15, 20 seconds after someone's been on the site and then show them the offer, that is generally going to perform better than having it instantly when someone hits the page, and it's going to be a little bit less intrusive for the user. You can also have a scroll percentage. So if someone scrolls halfway down the page, that can work as well. This is going to give you a good balance between conversion rates and not just jamming some kind of offer in somebody's face when they land on the site. Now, we are going to want to temper who sees this and how many times they see it. So we generally don't want to see people to see this every time they come back. If they come to the site, they close the pop-up, they don't want to sign up, they come back, a couple hours later, we don't want to show it to them again. So the default is don't show it to someone for another 5 days if they've closed it. So I think that's pretty reasonable. We'll give them another chance in a few days if they're still visiting the site. We can design separate versions for desktop and mobile. I would recommend doing that in a lot of cases. Right now, we're just going to do a responsive one for all devices just for speed, but the process is exactly the same for different devices. You just duplicate it. And then we don't want to show it to existing Klaviyo profiles. So generally, if you're just doing a new user offer, like 10% off your first order or something like that, we'll talk about the offer in a second. We don't want to show it to anybody that's in our Klaviyo account already, because the goal is to get somebody to subscribe to emails. If they're already in Klaviyo, then there's a good chance we can already email them. So we want to do, for here, just choose don't show to existing Klaviyo profiles. We also don't want to show it on every single page. So you're generally going to want to exclude some pages. So that's going to be URLs like your shopping cart. You might also add another URL for your checkout, your order confirmation page, something like shipping, customer service pages, just pages where you don't really want to be like showing people an offer, like they're just generally not shopping or whatever. You want it on the homepage, the collection pages, the product pages, and things like that. But exclude your transactional pages. And the exception here will be doing if you're specifically doing like a checkout or cart abandonment pop-up and doing one that just targets people that are abandoning the checkout page, which is something some brands do as well. You can exclude via location if you have countries that you don't really want to encourage people to buy from or whatever. So that is a pretty basic but fairly standard setup for the targeting in terms of who's going to see it, where they're going to see it, and how often. Obviously, there's some little changes that you can make there, but that's where I like to start. So let's get into the design and the actual layout. So like I said, the standard layout is email on the first page, optional SMS on the second page, and then a confirmation page, either showing them their coupon or directing them to their inbox to get the coupon. We'll talk about those two options in a second. You can also include a teaser, which can work sometimes as well. A teaser is basically something that sits down in one of the corners of the website. So if somebody does close it, like maybe you show it a bit too soon, they haven't really got to learn what the site's about yet. You don't just want them to lose the offer for forever. Like the pop-up will close, but they can pull it back up at any time with a little tab down here. And you can display this either before it's even opened or after it's closed. But it's a good way of like saving the offer for people that really want to browse around for a few minutes and say, yeah, I'm going to buy this, and then get the offer for their first order. So we're just going to take that, we're going to delete that for now because it's fairly self-explanatory, and you can either use it or not. The most important thing is going to be the layout and the messaging on the pop-up itself. Now, this standard layout that Klaviyo gives you out of the box can actually work pretty well. I have seen multiple campaigns that have converted well over 7, 8, close to 10% just with this basic layout. You change this image with an image that's like on brand for you. You change this copy, you just have the left and right. It scales for mobile. You can do a different one for mobile. This can work pretty well. What I tend to prefer is I tend to have no image. I put the width on medium, and then we will use a background image, something to make it look a bit more branded that is suitable for your brand. So we're going to go to the image library. If we say this is like an outdoor brand or whatever, like hiking or camping or whatever, we're going to select this image, and we are going to expand the whole image across the pop-up, and it just gives it a nice little background, and we're going to make it look a little bit better in a second. So first we're going to just change the color of the text to make it stand out. We will play with the copy and things like that in a second. So white on dark is generally going to be fairly eye-catching and make it pretty easy to read. We're definitely going to want to change this black button because it doesn't sit well on the dark covered mountains or whatever. But oh, that's a bit gross. Leave it there for now. That's not perfect, but we'll leave it as the green. At least it stands out. We want to change this generic text to something a bit more appealing, so we'll do yes, give me 10% off or whatever. We're just using the standard 10% because this is what a lot of brands use. But what we can do is we can set up a test at some point for different offers. So 10% versus $10, 10% versus 20%. Run A/B tests like that and see what your customers respond to. But generally, if you're doing the standard discount on first order, it's going to be whatever you can afford to give away, whether that is a percentage, whether it is a fixed dollar amount, whether it is a discount over a certain order threshold, like 10% off over $50, whatever, whether it's free shipping. Those are generally going to be the ones that give you the highest conversion rates if that fits your brand. There's a reason you see those absolutely everywhere, because it is a good way to convert new customers and get them into your door and take that little hit on the first order. Obviously, you can do other things like lead magnets, content campaigns, give somebody an ebook or some kind of content-based offer. You can just do a general newsletter sign up, like sign up to our newsletter, but the conversion rate on that is going to be way, way, way lower. So if you're a brand that just doesn't discount under any circumstances, then consider that, but you're not going to get a 10% opt-in rate on just a newsletter offer. This has got everything we want in terms of the key elements. The design is not great. It's not the best branded design ever, but we've got a dark background, we've got a light text, we've got a email form and a button that stands out. And you can obviously customize this and make sure it is a little bit more on brand for you, create a better background image and things like that. But in terms of the structure and the layout, this is pretty good. This copy could do with updating as well, but for the sake of time, we're going to skip on to the next step and just focus on the actual setup. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create the optional SMS opt-in on the second page. So when somebody puts in their email address on the on the first page that we just designed, they are going to get an email with a coupon code, and we're going to make that a unique coupon code in a second. But before they kind of see the code, or we tell them, they've got the code, we also want to give them the option to join our SMS list, because this is basically one of the most effective ways to grow an SMS list. So we're just going to update the branding a little bit to make sure everything stands out. We're going to move this disclaimer. This disclaimer does look pretty ugly. It's a lot of text. This is to do with the legal requirements that you need, especially in the US and other jurisdictions, for SMS marketing. So unfortunately, you're going to need to use this as is. If you are going to change this, I would, speak to your legal advisor or whatever. This is here for a reason. You'd also need to link your privacy and terms in here for this to run compliantly on Klaviyo. But I wouldn't worry about this huge wall of text. There's not too much you can do. It is kind of a legal requirement. And this is going to be the second page of the form. We're going to do a green that sort of matches the green we used on the first page. And that is going to look good enough for the purposes of this demo. I will probably change this copy a little bit. I'll change it to would you also like, because they've already given the email address, and say, okay, would you also like this? Kind of lets them know they're going to be getting something like extra. And the way that we teach SMS is we do teach that you do kind of some SMS only deals throughout the year as well, to give people a real reason to be on the SMS list. We also teach how to set up SMS landing pages in the course, so you can get your email subscribers onto SMS lists without using pop-ups and things like that as well. So they're going to put in their email on the first page. Then they're going to get their coupon, which we'll deal with in a second. Then on the second page, they're going to see an SMS screen like this. They're going to optionally give us their SMS number, and they will get a confirmation text if they do that. If they don't want this, they can click no, I don't want text, or they can just click out. And if they click submit or no, I don't want text, they will go to the success page. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to give them a confirmation. We're going to get rid of this little GIF and make this readable. Now, there's a bit of debate about what to do on the confirmation page for these sign-up forms. And the reason is this. So from a pure user experience point of view, the best thing that you could possibly do is give the customer their coupon code right here, because they've just said they wanted it, they've opted in, they're already on the site, they're already looking to buy. So the best thing you can really do for user experience is to give them the coupon code here. And plenty of brands do that, and I've got no problem with doing that, and I would never tell a brand not to do that if that was their primary concern. And we can add in a coupon box here in just a second. The second thing to do is say, thanks, go check your email for the coupon code so you can get your 10% off your first order. You might say something like, congrats, you're in. Something like that. And the goal of this is to get people to go and open their email to get that coupon code. Now, the reason that is beneficial is because it gets the engagement on the email list. So what this is going to do, it's going to give the first email in your welcome series a very high open rate. It's going to get people opening your emails. That is going to lift the performance of your entire Klaviyo account, at least to a small degree, because a lot of the people that come into your account, they're opening the first email that they actually get from you. That is going to improve your deliverability. It's going to show inbox providers, Gmail, etc., that you're sending high quality emails that people want to receive. So by making users take the extra step to go to their inbox and open that email, you are increasing the chances that they're going to receive future emails from you in their inbox. Now, the trade-off for that is that they're on your site right now, they're ready to buy, and you're saying, hey, we know you're ready to buy, but you want to just run over to your inbox for a minute and get your coupon and then come back to the site and then buy. User experience is definitely not as great. You've added a considerable extra step in there. Some people might be a little bit annoyed by that. You know what happens? You go to your inbox, or you pull out your phone if you're not already on your phone. You go to your inbox. Your inbox is just full of all kinds of stuff, and it's very easy to get distracted. If the email doesn't come through immediately, like it does send immediately, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to receive it in like 10 seconds. It might take a minute to come through. They're looking for it. Where's my coupon? I just signed up. I'm ready to buy. What's going on? You know, did I just give my email address for nothing? So it's not a seamless thing where everyone's just going to go to their inbox, copy and paste the code, come back, put it in the checkout and being like, perfect. It doesn't happen like that. So the consideration you have is, do you want to give people the best possible user experience, or do you want to try and get a bit more engagement on your overall email account and get everybody opening, or as many people as possible, opening that first email in your welcome sequence? I'll leave that up to you. You can argue either way for it. And I've seen both options work very well. So if we did want to give people the coupon code right here on the pop-up, we would do add block, and we would add in a coupon block to the thank you page of the form. And then what we would do is, ideally we would create a unique coupon that is, you know, just for this specific user. And once your Klaviyo is tied to your Shopify, you can actually do that directly from the Klaviyo account. So we would click create unique coupon code. Now, even though we're in Klaviyo, it's actually going to create some dynamic coupons in Shopify. So just going to call it like our welcome 10 code or whatever. And we can put in a prefix. And what this means is that each user is going to get a code, and it's going to start with this, and it's going to have some random characters. So it's going to be welcome -123ABCD or something like that. And it will give each user a unique coupon code. And, you know, you can determine, like, does this expire after a certain number of days? Now, there's a couple of advantages to using unique coupon codes here, rather than just using like welcome 10 or save 10, even though a lot of brands still do that for simplicity. And the benefits are these. One, if it's unique, it looks better to the user. Like all these jumbly characters, it looks more personalized than just save 10. Okay, so oh, this is kind of just for me. Number two, it can't get shared around on random coupon sites. Like if you have save 10, guaranteed it's going to be on all over the coupon sites within a week. And then once it's out there, there's no stopping people using it. People are just Googling coupon code for this brand. You've got coupon affiliates like getting all these commissions which they don't deserve and all that stuff. So it stops that because these coupons are unique and they're just for each individual user. Also, you can give them an expiry date, which is good for your welcome sequence. Because if you're saying, okay, this coupon code, welcome 10, ABCD, whatever, it's just for you, is valid for the next 7 days. You can use that scarcity in your welcome sequence emails. You can show them their personalized code, and you can say this code is only valid for 7 days, and you can say that in the follow-up emails in the welcome sequence, and it is true. It's not just like false scarcity or whatever. It is a genuinely unique coupon that does expire, and it is just for that person. And the fact that it's weird and full of random characters is going to, you know, help the user believe that, and that is actually the case. So to create it, we would just do percentage off, 10% off. If you want to put any kind of stipulations on it, like just for these products or collections or whatever, you can do a minimum purchase. We generally want to activate it at the send time, so as soon as they opt in, the coupon code starts, and then we might want to do a 7-day expiry, and then we would tie that into our welcome sequence. We would say, you know, email today, 7 days to use this. Email in 2 days' time, you know, 5 days left till this expires. If you want to go that route and use that scarcity and it be unique, genuine scarcity, legitimate, genuine scarcity, then you can do that. So that is what this button does. This is how it would display. We would change this to make this look a little bit nicer on the actual form. But this is going to give people their unique code right there and then. So it's all very, very seamless. So people can go through the process, click to copy the code, take it straight to checkout, and make the purchase. So that is my recommended setup for default out of the box high converting campaigns for Klaviyo Popups, Klaviyo sign-up forms kind of tied to Shopify. This will work on your Shopify site as long as your Klaviyo is integrated. So this is a great starting point. Now, one other thing that I would recommend experiment with is we create a new sign-up form. I mentioned earlier that Klaviyo has some good functionality for building SMS lists. A lot of brands are in a situation where they've been running for a while, they've been collecting emails because everybody collects emails, but they haven't really got off with SMS yet. They haven't got off to a start with SMS. Well, what you can do in Klaviyo is you can show SMS only pop-ups to people that are already on your email list if you want to get them onto your SMS list. So you can exclude people that are already on your SMS list so they don't see it, and you can try and get people just to sign up for SMS. And you can do that with a simple form like we looked at just now, or you can use tap to text forms, which are really, really great. So what these are, very quickly, you'll only display them on mobile. You say, do you want this offer? Do you want to join our list for exclusive SMS deals or whatever? They'll click yes. It will open the message on their phone. It will have a preloaded message ready to send to your Klaviyo number. They will hit send, and they will get a coupon back or a confirmation back immediately that they're already on the SMS list. So you can look that up. It's very, very seamless, and I recommend including that if you're in the situation where you are wanting to build an SMS list, you've currently got an email list. The other thing you can do, which we go through in the course and recommend as well as this tap to text stuff, is build a landing page on your website, sign up for our SMS only deals, send an email campaign to everybody in your database that's engaged, that's not on your SMS list, direct them to that page, get them to sign up, which is like a standalone squeeze page basically for SMS. That is a quick way to build an SMS list if you are not already having a lot of people on your SMS. So that was the Klaviyo sign-up form, Klaviyo pop-up tutorial. You will get pretty good conversion rates if you start with that approach. If you want to learn more about list building and wider Klaviyo strategy for SMS and email as well, check out our advanced Klaviyo course. Details are in the description. Also, we do done-for-you agency, consulting, Klaviyo done-with-you coaching programs, anything and everything you want to know about getting the most out of Klaviyo for your e-commerce brand. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and check out our Klaviyo playlist for the other tutorials. Check out the course, and I'll see you in the next one.